सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चितामतिः। So we are seeing the story of Virchu, who was plotted against by his colleagues, and then he is away from the king, and he came to know that wrong message has been given to the king that the Virchu is dead, and therefore he thought that there is no point in going to the king. And he also got the Vairagyam by seeing the limitations of all material pursuit, Artha and Kama. And that Vairagyam is described very elaborately. And in that, first of all, we saw that Artha Pradhana life, the life which is dominated by, preponderated by this Artha, this commitment to wealth at any cost, that was criticized, that Paradhina Seva Dukkha Hetu. And then for this solitary stay, this staying with oneself with all inner infrastructure, that we have to put a note. Mere staying in solitude is not a means for growth. Then all the prisoners, should be, when they come out, highly grown up. It doesn't happen. So, but a person has got inner infrastructure, and then he gets solitude, that it has got advantage. What is the advantage? That he gets two type of ananda. One is this pratibimbananda, experiential happiness invoked by Vairagyam. Second is, if he has got Shravana Madanam already done, then Ekantam helps him to assimilate this wisdom, and because of that he owns up Swarupananda. He doesn't get this Swarupananda as an object, but he owns up himself to be Ananda Swarupa. So Ekanta means solitude, can help the person discover Vairagya based Ananda and Nididhyasana, Jnanam based Ananda. Jnanam based Ananda is Bimbananda, Swarupananda. Vairagya based Ananda is experiential happiness, Pratibimbananda. And this Vairagya based Ananda is of very high degree. To convey that idea, this Granthakara described this Ananda Mimamsa content. In Taittiriya Upanishad, this Ananda Mimamsa is there, where the unit of this one human happiness is decided first, which is very, very exalted. A person is an emperor, his family is very conducive, he has got good health, he is following dharma, and he is expert in all vidya, he is young. When all these factors are there, whatever happiness he gets is one Manushananda. 100 times is Manushya Gandharvananda. But same happiness can be attained by the person who has got Vairagya for Manushananda. And 100 times Manushya Gandharvananda is the happiness of Deva Gandharva, which can be attained by the person who has got Vairagya for Manushya Gandharvananda. 100 times is Pitru Ananda, and 100 times is Ajana Devananda, Karma Devananda, then Mukhya Devasya. So he writes Devasya Ananda and Indrasya Ananda, Brihaspati Ananda, Prajapati Ananda, Hiranyagarbha Ananda, which is 10 raised to 22 Manusha Ananda. That many, 10 raised to 16. So that many Anand, 10 raised to 16, 20 only, 20, 10 raised to 20. That Ananda, Manusha Ananda, Hiranyagarbha attains. And that Ananda can be experienced by this person who has got Vairagya even for Hiranyagarbhananda. Alright. And Brahmananda, he does not have any limit. And so Brahmananda and Vairagya based Ananda is attained by the person who is having Ekanta, time for oneself. Time and mind. See, sometimes you may have time but not mind. So it's not that person is very busy, but still he cannot study Shastra. Why? He doesn't have mind. So it is not enough that you have time. Mind also should be there. But sometimes mind is there, time is there. There are some people who are highly qualified, but because of some duties which have befallen on them, parents are not well, or spouse not well, children not well. So therefore they have to be busy with that. So they don't have time, mind is there. But I tell you, between the time and mind, if you have to choose, better choose mind. Why? Because if you have time but no mind, no use. But if you have mind, whatever little time you have, you will be able to use. And even if you are doing other activities, if you have mind, somehow you will convert that activity, the time related to the duties also as time related to contemplation. So between time and mind, if you have to choose, if Bhagavan says you want time or mind, choose mind. Mind is better. Even time is not there, but mind is there, then mind it will make time somehow. You will see in your life. This is a very important thing I have discovered in over the years, that if you have mind, somehow you get the opportunity. You will create, in fact, opportunity will be created. When everybody feels that how can that person do it, we can do it. When mind is there. Mind is having this conducive contemplative mind, that is very important. So this Ekanta is a blessing for a person because it provides the time and it can help to the person who has got contemplative mind. And also it enhances the contemplative mind. It increases this what is called the quality of contemplativeness of the person. All right. Up to this. And lastly, it was said, Dara apatya dhana sangaha tu sada dukkha pradaha eva. Whereas the asanga, the attachment to wife, children, wealth, is dukkha pradaha. Is the always giving a giver of dukkha. Iti in this manner, bharcha is there, it should be bharchu. Is that bharcha, no? In your book, it is Barchu only, no? Barchu Nivaraya Mas. Nirdharaya Masa. He ascertained. Nivaraya Mas is opposite. So he ascertained. And now the last sentence, no? Dara apatya dhana sangaha is dukkha pradaha. Etad vishadayati. This is explained now. How it is so? How the attachment, engrossment with spouse, children and wealth leads to dukkha, that is explained. And here the principle we have to understand so that we take them in right spirit. One is, let us go from the fundamental. For moksha, jnanam, atma jnanam is required. Brahma jnanam, brahmatma jnanam is required. For brahmatma jnanam, vairagyam is required. And for vairagyam, viveka is required. And what is viveka? Viveka means seeing things as they are. Seeing things without any subjectivity. Seeing the things from all sides. And generally, when we are attached to something, then we are only seeing plus points. then only we are attached. You are attached to someone. Why? Because you are seeing plus points more than minus point. If you are seeing minus point more, you will leave the person. When you are seeing plus points, oh, he is like this, he is like this, and therefore you are attached to the person. Then, since plus points are creating the attachment, now Shastra's duty is what? Shastra's duty is to show minus point. Shastra doesn't have to show plus point because you are already seeing. Therefore, Shastra is showing this, what all limitations are there of this pursuit of anatma, pursuit of limited things. And that is why the description is given. Okay. So from 234 to 239, there is explanation of Dara Sanga Dukkha Varnanam, Sangaja Dukkha Varnam, then Apatya, then Dhanam. So 234 to 239. So 234 to 237 is the description, Varnanam of Dukkha, suffering. Born of what? Ja, born. Ja means born of. Sri Sangha, the attachment to this woman. And here woman stands for husband, man also. So when a person has got too much attachment to husband or wife, then what all dukkha can come? That is described here. What all sukha? Relationship brings some growth in the person, can bring some good self-esteem. Some people after getting married, they good self-esteem they get. Some people lower also, both are there. But because person he feels no, when he is married, especially in the Indian classical situation, when he goes to his father-in-law's house, he is respected. Oh, Jamai aa gaya, means son-in-law has come, son-in-law has come. So he feels good about himself. So he because so far nobody was, looking up to him or respecting him. Now, at least somebody is there. So there are it gives good self-esteem, it gives some stability to the person. The marriage, etc., relationship gives person. I have seen some boys, they generally don't talk, but when they are in relationship, they start talking. Mukam karoti vachanam. So, so I have seen that they open up. So there are some advantages here. But advantages need not be told because very evident to most of the people. Therefore, here all the minus point, because Viveka means both. Plus points you are already saying. Now minus points are shown that how unhealthy association with the other gender creates suffering in one's life. Okay. So Stri Sangaha Dukkha Hetuhu. The association with woman, I will take woman or man, other gender, can become Dukkha Hetu, can become the cause for Dukkha if the relationship is characterized by attachment, intense attachment. Otherwise, man and woman are just human beings. But we do not look upon man and woman as simply a plain man and woman. The person starts looking upon man and woman as a source of happiness. Source of emotion is a altar of emotional dependence, and that creates this dukkha. How dukkha it creates? And here in this paragraph, this virtue is giving two options. That a man can have two types of wife. Either wife is very beautiful and sweet speaking. That is one option. Other is that wife is not beautiful and very harsh in talking. Both. Face wise ugly and tongue wise also ugly. So that type of wife one gets. One option. What will happen? Dukkha will happen. And if one gets beautiful wife, sweet speaking wife, what will happen? And according to virtue, both will create problems. That is said here. Okay, I will just read and some part I will translate. यस्य पूर्वपापवशात् कुरूपिणी दुर्भाषिणी च स्त्री प्राप्ता तस्य हृदयं सदा दुःखाक्रान्तमेव आस्ते निर्विण्ण हृदयः स एवं मन्यते. So one who gets this wife who is not beautiful and wife who is very, very harsh in speaking, that person's heart will be full of pain. And what type of thinking he will have? That is said here. Stri rupamidam pindam mutra purishadyανeka शुचि अनेका शुचि पदार्थ परिपूर्णम भांडम. हे भगवान, कस्य वा मम पापस्य शिक्षणाय यम भवता मे दत्ता. बोले कि we say, oh Lord, because of the punishment of which papa you have given me this type of lady in my life. महिषस्य महिष्यामिव पिशाचस्य पिशाच्यामिव उष्ट्रस्य उष्ट्र्यामिव गर्दभस्य गर्दभ्यामिव मनुष्यस्यपि तिर्यगादेः इव सर्वाशुचि निधानानां स्त्रियां मोहः जायते. So he said this attraction to other gender is common in all species, not only human beings. He said the male this donkey will have attraction to female donkey. This is common. And वैराग्यमंतरा व्यभिचारादि दोष रहितायाः स्त्रियः परित्यागे महान दोषः. He said if a lady or a man does not have any defect of this infidelity or any other dosha, then spouse should not be abandoned. It's a dosha. Dharma Shastra says one cannot leave one spouse without spouse having any difficulty, without any any problem, in the sense that if a spouse is following dharma duties, you cannot leave the spouse just because he or she is not beautiful. It is adharma. That, oh Swamiji, my mother or father got me married to this fellow, he is not beautiful, therefore I want to leave. No, that is adharma. If they are not following dharma, then yes, or some grave, that is called violation of grihastha dharma, then okay, but otherwise he cannot. And another thing is a vairagyam. If you have full vairagyam, then Shastra says you can leave everything. But that also should be done in a very amicable manner. Generally we tell that. So if you take sannyasa, you should take permission of your wife, of your parents and all. Generally we say. But if person has got strong vairagyam, he will not ask anybody. But generally there is a dharma that is a contract. Marriage is a contract. So you cannot leave the contract, terminate the contract unilaterally. So he said without vairagyam, one should not give up. And he says, so my wife is all the time, very asya mama striyaha kutsitamidam rupam durbhashanam cha mama purva karmanusarena praptam. So one good thing in this Indian culture is many good things. One is this, that finally a person will connect everything to karma. He will say that why I got this type of wife? My parents are not responsible. My karma is responsible. That's a very good thinking. You own up the responsibility. Don't blame others. So he said, Purva Karmanusarena Praptam. That's why in India, divorces are less, nowadays becoming more, because of this thinking. He said, Bhagavan has, my karma was that I should get this fellow only. And therefore, let me marriage. It had some problem, that thinking had some problem, but generally, this is how people try to adjust. Now we cannot talk about it. People say, Swamiji, you are male chauvinism and all this. So, male chauvinism or female chauvinism, whatever. Chauvinism we don't say. So, idea is that karma was brought into. And he say, in this manner, Kurupini Patihi, the husband or wife we can add, of a husband and wife of a spouse who is not sweet speaking and not so beautiful. So, one problem. He said, but suppose wife is very beautiful or husband is very beautiful and speaking very sweetly, then what? Yadi punaha bharya rupavati madhurabhashini cha devavashat bhavati tadasa kurupinim apekshapi adhika dukkha bhavati. He says, if this spouse, let me use neutral word, if spouse is very beautiful, handsome and sweet speaking, then from the standpoint of vairagya, it will become the cause for more dukkha compared to even that not so good looking one and harsh speaking. Because harsh speaking lady is there or man is there, you will not get raga, you will not attach to them. So you have chances of remaining having vairagyam. Whereas this fellow, very good wife, very good husband, and very sweet speaking, then according to virtue, he says, adhika dukkha hetur bhavati. So that person becomes the cause for more dukkha. And why? Kanchana प्रतिमावत कांता भार्या तो प्रेमणा पुरुषम निर्जित्य तम कामैक परायणम धर्माद्यनुष्ठान परांमुखम च कृत्वा परम पुरुषार्था भागिनम एव विदधाति. Because if the other person, the spouse, is very conducive, means very looking, this man is looking very handsome, woman is looking very beautiful, and they always, at least every day, 20 times, I love you, I love you, I love you, telling, very sweet. Then what? Person remains in that only. And for that spouse, if something wrong is to be done, also you won't mind. Because such a beautiful spouse, such a handsome spouse, for that I can do anything. People say that I can do anything for you. So that's how. So that very beautiful one or handsome one is adhika dukkha hetu bhavati, because it deprives the person from purushartha. So that was Stri Sangha dukkha hetu in general. Now, how Stri Sangha is dhananashaha? Because of the association with the wife or husband, there is a dhananasha, the loss of wealth. Because here it says, Striyam kama paradinaha purushaha tasya visa samsrishta madhuvad apata maduram alapam shrutva vyamugda chittaha kamandaha swapne api tameva sparan nirudyamaha na dhanardi arjanaya yatate. Sometimes the person is so much attached to the spouse, wife, that he is all the time likes to stay with her only, doesn't want to go out for work. So dhanadi arjanaya na yatate. And whatever money saving is there will be exhausted. Griheva bahirva yad dhana bharana vastradikam labhyate tat sarvam swashta devataye bharyaye samarpayati. Bhakti purvakam. So he said, whatever he gets inside the house, outside the house, whatever he gets, he will offer it to Ishta Devata. Who is Ishta Devata? Swabharya, wife. Bhakti purvakam. So very with devotion he will offer. See, respect for the spouse is a very good thing. In fact, that makes the relationship wonderful. Respect is very important. Love and respect in relationship is very important aspect. It is an essential condition. Any relationship can be sustained only when it is based on mutual love and respect. So that is good. Love and respect is good. So, but when this love and respect become obsession, a person is obsessed with the other person. Means there are some people, they said they will not allow their wife to go to their parents' house. No, you can't go. You go next year. Obsession. So that obsession is being criticized. Not the relationship or love or respect. That is not criticized. So here the person is kama paradhinaha. He is so much slave to his passion, and therefore he is showing all these gestures. That is being criticized. Sanmarga pradarshaka mata pitragurvadin namanasa api smarati. So this person, he does not remember his parents because he is under the spell of his wife. This is a common issue. That Swamiji, my son is very good, but because of that lady, the new lady has come, because of that he doesn't look at me, Swamiji. I did so much for him. In fact, to get him, I did so many worships, this temple, that temple. Jitna patthar, itna dev humne banaya. So so much he did. And then he said he is forgetting, he is not remembering. Why? Because person is under the spell of something. And here he uses Stri Rupa Karshakaha Purusha Rupam Lulayam Mohamayya Nasa Rajvam Sudradam Badva akrushya itastatas chaleti. He says that the Stri or Purusha Rupa Karshaka. Karshaka means a cultivator. Lulaya means buffalo. Just as the cultivator will be tying this buffalo through the nose string, and how it will take here and there, same way this spouse can tie up the person, and this move drags him here and there. So here Stri Sangat Dhananasha means your wealth also will be lost, and Dharmanasha. पंजरबद्ध शुकः यथा विना विवेकं शुभाशुभानि वचनानि अनुवदति तथा एव कामी पुरुषः धर्मौ अजानन् कांतोपदेशमनु मात्रा पित्रादीन् गुरून् अधिक्षिपति. He says just as a person shukah means parrot, panjara when it is kept in the what is called cage, he is tied in the cage, then he will tell whatever outside people say. Outside say, Bolo Ram, so he will say Ram. That he say, Bolo this Ravana, so he will say Ravana also. Whatever you say, if you teach him the bhajans, he will sing little bit. And if you sing film song, also will sing. If you sing teach abusive word, that also will do. So just as this parrot, without having viveka, whatever he has been taught, he will be telling that, he will be repeating that. Similarly, this person, when he is attached to someone, then whatever that person says, accordingly he will speak. And if required or if occasion arises, he will insult. Adhikshipati means insults mother, father, even guru. He said, you are going to Vedanta class, and that's why you are not paying attention at home. Don't go. And even if next time if your Guruji asks for anything, say no, I am not your servant, you should tell. So Guru also will insult. Guru will understand. Generally Guru, if he is a mature Guru, he will understand. He will not put himself into a situation when Shishya has to insult him. But by chance, he is not aware, then this person under the spell of his passion can even insult Guru. Yathacha barhi barhinyaha puratah bauda kekala purvakam tandavam kurvan tam toshayati tathaiva kamaturaha kamini vachanam alanghayan nana vesha dharanena natan tam alladayati. He gives the example, just as the peacock, he will be making all sound, he will be making sound and dancing also to please this pehen. Similarly, this fellow also will dance, everything he will do, whatever is required. Kami vivekad hiyate. Any person who is passionate and under the spell of the passion, then vivekad hiyate. He is deprived of viveka, right understanding, discretion. Dharmat brashtah bhavati cha. And person is deviated from the righteousness. Therefore, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna, Sabudbhavaha, Mahashano, Mahapapa. Mahapapa has got the meaning leading to Papa. Dharmat brashtah bhavati. Madhyapaha yatha. मध्य दुर्गंधम अविगणयन भ्रांतः पीथ्याम नष्ट संज्ञः भ्रमति तथा कामांधौ स्त्री पुमांसो विवसनौ अत्यंता मंगलम अशुचि मलिनम च देहम अन्योन्यम गाढ़म आलिंग्य निर्लज्जौ लुठतः काममदः संस्कृत मतीनाम अपि विवेकिनाम बुद्धिम क्षणेन मलिनयति. This काममदः, this passion, the intoxication born of passion, is impairing the buddhi of even learned people. Ataheva adhita shastraha api. Adhita is there, adhati is there. Adhita shastraha api kama parvashaha stri purushaha swakiya parakiyatva gamya gamyatvadi vyavasthamantara dharma dharma viveka vikalaha parasparam ramante. So some people, that in the Bhagavad Gita also it comes that Vidwan Vipash, the second chapter, this Sita Pragna Lakshana. It is said, Vishaya Vinivartante Nirarasya Dehina Rasumrajam Rasupyasya Paramdrishtam Vartante. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipashchitaha indriyani pramateni haranti prasabam manaha. So yatataha api vipashchitaha means person is generally very intelligent. But when this under the spell of kama, buddhim malinayati. Now this is very good sentence. Evam kama vashata. See, now he is very objective. Evam kama paravashata purusham va striyam va. So he is not talking only about women now. Purusham va striyam va dharma dharma vivekat pratyavya aneka nartha pradani ashubhani karmani karyati. So what is criticizing or what Shastra criticizing is kama paravashata. Paravashata means slavery. Slavery to passion. What does it do? Purusham va striyam va. It is not that only applicable to man. He said man or woman, any. Dharma dharma vivekat pratyavya. Having made the person deviated. So this slavery to passion, what does it do? It makes the person deviated from this, the discrimination of right and wrong, discretion of right and wrong, and anekanartha pradani ashubhani karmani karyati. It makes the person do many wrong actions which are leading to many harmful adverse effects. Anartha pradani ashubhani karmani karyati. एवं स्त्री व्यक्ति कामां विवर्धनेन पुरुष बुद्धि मोहन द्वारा नाना विध दुष्कर कृताचरण द्वारा च नाना दुःख निदानमिति विचार्य विवेकिनः मुनयः स्त्र्यादि विषयेभ्यः विरक्ताः एकान्ते रमन्ते. So having understand that this type of passionate interaction with other gender is leading to dukkha, and therefore munis, having renounced all of them, they remain in ekanta, viraktahasan ekante rapante. Then Stri Sangat Bindunashaha. So because of this passionate association with the other gender, there is loss of energy. That part is given. This is a very highlighting the concept of this brahmacharya, celibacy, which is required for a sadhaka who is seriously committed to the pursuit. Those who are remaining in Grihastha and pursuing Vedanta, they did not bother. Because in Grihastha certain bhogas are allowed. But a person who is either brahmachari or vanaprastha or sannyasi, then he has to be mindful about this aspect. Therefore, this also is brahmachari aspect is highlighted by showing the harms caused by the violation of brahmacharya, celibacy. Pranibihi pratidinam bhujyamanannapānādi rasa parināmah binduhu. They say that according to this Shastra, when a person eats food, then transformation happens. From anna, the rasakam, rasa, this majja, meda, etc. And final one is this bindu, viryam, bijam, seed. Saha eva retuhu, retaha iti, charama dhatu iti cha uchyate. Sapta dhatus are there, 7 constituents of the body. This viryam is called charama dhatu, is the last constituent, the final one. All are finally getting converted into this. May not be scientifically supported, but this is how the version of Ayurveda is. Sarva praninam sa eva jivana dharaha. Viveki purusha vrutha bindukshayam akurvan mahate shreyase kalpate. So person who is mindful about this, that person will be qualified for the higher pursuit. Samyak samrakshita binduhu praninam ojas tejo viryam balam cha adatte. If it is protected well, this fluid is protected well, then it gives tejaha, splendor, viryam, this physical strength, balam, indriya, shakti, the power of organs. Yena bindu samrakshitaha tasya deha roga jaradhyana vibhutaha Pushtya Kantya cha virajate. So in Yoga Sutra also he says Brahmacharyat Virya Labhaha. So the Yoga Sutra, when Brahmacharya is one of the yama, in that a benefit of each one is given. So person has got a lot of strength. Yena bindu samrakshita tena virajate. Tasya indrani patutaraani vashikritani na bhavanti. Manashasya shoka mohadyana vibhuta tada prasannam ekagram antarmukham cha bhavati. Deepaha tailaineva purusha binduna ojasvi tejasvi balishta cha virajate. So brahmacharya, if it is followed, then it makes the body, organs and the mind strong. Yaha jitendriya swapne api askalita binduhu saha balarogyadiman prasannendriya manaha shubhakarmani acharan Ramena labdhatma tattvagnanaha samsara bhayat vimuchyate. He connects the brahmacharya with the moksha itself. So, if this brahmacharya is followed, he will have bala, arogya, he will have this very quiet, this indriya and manaha, and doing right action, and he will be getting chitta shuddhi, shravana mananadi, getting atmakdanam, and he will be free from samsara. Yoginah siddhascha bindu samrakshana balenaiva khechari mudra bhyasadina animadi siddhim urdhvaretastvam shreshtyam cha bhajanta. He said because of brahmacharya they could do this mudra, khechari mudra, etc. And then they got animadi siddhi also. Of course, here in the footnote it is said ulta also. Both they grow upon each other. If somebody practices khechari mudra, then he can have bindu raksha. And here also say bindu raksha is there, khechari mudra is there. That means they help each other. Khechari mudra is described in the Tippani. What is khechari mudra? Kapala kuhare juppa pravishta viparitaga भ्रुवोरंतर्गता दृष्टि मुद्रा भवति खेचरी. पूरा श्लोक एक श्लोक में बता दिया. खेचरी मुद्रा means it is a particular gesture, posture of the body where the tongue is turned inward and it is taken back to the cavity under the kapala, under the skull. So it is taken back. Generally your tongue is outside, so it goes inside. So it goes turn. And in fact, they cut this tongue is joined, no? Tongue is joined with our lower part. So they cut it and put it. But it is a very dangerous thing. So something may happen. Also, a person has to do it under the guidance. But that tongue is turned back. And bhruvor antargata drishtihi. And his sight is turned inwards. It goes under the bhruvaha. So his eyes also will be going inside the bhruva. Means it will not you will not be see the eyeball, no, you will not be seen here. It will be going up. So bhruvoho antargata drishtihi. Sight will not be seen. So people say he lost the eye because these eyeball will be turned upward. This is khechari mudra. And he said one who does this न पीड्यते स रोगेण न च लिप्येत कर्मणा. थोड़ा और glorification. So he is not afflicted by the disease nor is afflicted by karma. Badyate na cha kalena. He is not affected by time, means he will remain young. Yo mudram vetti khechari. Vetti and karoti cha. Vetti is not enough. He one who knows khechari mudra and does it. Chittam charati khe yasma juffa charati khe gata tena isha khechari nama mudra siddher nishebita. Why is it called khechari mudra? Khe charati iti khechari. Kha means akasha. So in this mudra, the tongue is going to the space cavity, the skull cavity. Since it is going, the tongue is moving into the cavity. Therefore, and mind also moves to the akasha. When you do that, naturally you will be highly concentrated. The mind also remain in akasha. Therefore, it is called khechari. Khe charati chittam jivvacha yasmin iti khechari. Yavad bindu sthirau dehe tavad mrityu bhayam kutaha. Yavad baddha cha sa mudra tavad bindurna gacchati. As long as the bindu, the seminal fluid is there, steady in the body, Then Mrityu Bhayam Kutaha, there will not be untimely death. And Yavad Baddhacha Samudra, when this Kechari Mudra is kept, then Bindurna Gachati, the loss of fluid will not happen. All right. Then he talks about that Bindu Kshaya eva Sarvanartha Nidanam Yoshita eva Bindu Kshaya Karanam, means this loss of this fluid is the cause for many dukkha's, and it is because of improper association with the other gender. Yatha Gudakankshinaha Manavaha Ikshudandam Yantre Nishpidya Tadrasam Grihitva Nissaram Ikshudandam Dure Kshipanti Tathaiva Ratikankshinaha Mahilaha Kamaturam Purusham Swabhujabhyam Vrushamapidya Tadanga Nisrutam Viryam Grihitva Kshina Viryam Tam Durataha Parityajanti. A very strong explanation he gives. Not people may not like to hear the translation also. Sarvottamam imam bindum kama parvashaha mudaha kshana matra sukha. It's good for studying Sanskrit. You can learn to read. So that's all. Sarvottamam imam bindum kama parvashaha mudaha kshana matra sukhalava lipsaya. Mattanganasu viniyojya kramena kshina bindavaha katipayehi divasaihi lupta dehendriya Manoviryaha, Durbalaha, Nana Roga Vibhutaha, Nistejasa Bhavanti. So if person is very passionate about this type of bhoga, then person will lose his health. And that is Ayurveda says that person has to have sanyama, even if person is married, he has to have sanyama in this regard. Nirvirya Purusha Brusham Paribhuyate Chasrivihi Tatha Kamando Ayam Punarapi Riramseya Tameva Anudhavati Satu tam trunaya apina manyate. Means she will not consider like even grass. So she will look down upon him, being so this strength, the powerless. Madirekshanaha kaminyaha panditamapi vivekinamapi dhiramapi purusham kshanena swakataksha vishikhehi. Vishika means arrows. Swavashatam nayanti. Kama mohita purusha pragdeya vihinaha karya viveka vikalaha. Shreyo Margachyavate. So what is again is highlighted is this Kama Mohita. A person is deluded because of his passion. That person will be deprived of Shreyo Marga because he will not have Karya Viveka. What is to be done, what is not to be done. And Sarvatha Srisu Sangaha Dharmadi Sakala Purushartha Nasha Nidanameva Yasya tu Janmantarya Sukrita Paripaka Vashad Viveka Hudeti Sa Samaya Kshanika Sukhalava Karani Bhutastriyadi Vishaya Vimukaha Kanta Kataksha Vishikha Nala Dagdam Atmanam Guru Krupa Kataksha Abruta Rasena Apyayati. Apyati is there, no? Apyayati also is there. Apyayati. Alright. So idea is there, by the grace of Guru, one can come out of this issue, come out of this passion for any bhoga, not only this, any bhoga. It requires the grace of the Guru. But person should have value for these Guru's words. Person should have this desire to attain the grace of the Guru. If person has desire to attain the grace, person has value to come out of this, and he has Shraddha in the grace of the Guru, then he can be protected. Guru Anugraha Balat Kramena Utpannatma Tattva Sakshatkaraha Nitya Niriteshaya Khandatmanandam Anubhavati Duranta Samsara Dukkhad Vidirmuktasya Bhavati. So finally very beautiful conclusion. In between little bit difficult to translate. But finally he says, by the grace of the Guru, he will come out of this and he will attain this Atmajnanam, and he will attain, he will claim this Swarupananda, which is Nitya Niratishaya Akhanda, and he becomes free from this Samsara Dukkha, which is very difficult to end. Durantat, Dukkhena Anta Yasya, Durantat Samsara Dukkhat Nirbhuktasya Bhavati. Okay, so far only is three Sangha Dukkha. Now he says Putra Sangha, that way I can very happily translate. Putra Sangha Dukkhaja Varnanam. That also is a little bit disturbing for some people. The description of the dukkha born of attachment to the child. Putra means son, but son here stands for daughter. Both. So, how this attachment to the children creates dukkha? Very graphical description is given. Starting from even before conception, what all dukkhas are there? Very step by step, what all dukkhas are possible. All graphical description is there, which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.